What is going on, everyone? Platinum Beast coming at you with yet another video. Today we're doing another episode of the Platinum Beast Answers series. I will be responding to the comments you all left for me on last week's video. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay guys, we got some great comments on last week's video and we're just going to go ahead and dive right in. Be sure to leave your comment or question in the comment section down below and I will be sure to respond to it in next week's video. These videos typically release every Sunday around 7:30, so with all that being said, let's dive right on in. So, up first, we have Mr. Aloha Stacker. Mr. Aloha Stacker says, "Feel better, my friend. No questions this week. But you know I love these and keep them coming." Well, thank you, Aloha. I really do appreciate it. You've been a loyal follower of my channel for a while, and I always appreciate seeing your comments, no matter what they are. And I appreciate your kind words and your kind wishes upon my well-being. I must say that I am feeling a lot better now that it's the end of the week. And overall, just on my way to feeling 100%. So thank you, my friend. I really appreciate that. Up next, we have Mr. Jack says, "Good discussion on wealth preservation. Makes sense that real estate has similarities to metals. With land being a finite resource, I hadn't thought about the panic in the event." Makes sense that real estate has similarities to metals. With land being a finite resource, I hadn't thought about the panic in the event of hyperinflation and stock sell-offs. Even in a hyperinflation situation, stocks wouldn't necessarily rise at the same rate as hyperinflation due to the panic and sell-off points you made. So stocks aren't guaranteed to protect wealth, even though traditionally the market has easily outpaced inflation. Yes, that much is true. In that, if there's ever a downturn or a crazy hyperinflation or something catastrophic in the economy of some of the world leaders, such as the United States and the United Kingdom and Australia and things like that, it would be best to just hold any investment you really have until the storm has passed, so to speak. If we take a look at March of 2020, at the beginning of all this, even silver and platinum went in the toilet, right? Gold held pretty strong, so gold is really a strong asset. It proved itself very well at that time. But nevertheless, it would be wise to just hold your investments until they get back to where they were, or even above, right? We could see it go above. It's just a matter of willpower to hold on. That's why it's important not to have any debt. That's why it's important not to, borrow against what you own as far as investments, because, you might have to pay it back if the economy crashes. Because banks, when they see that you have a loan out against your stocks, your metals, whatever the case may be, and those assets lose value tremendously, they're going to want that payment immediately. They're not going to say, "Oh, just keep making your payments." No. Your asset is worthless now, and we need the money back right now. And so if you sell your assets, you might be able to pay them off a little bit, but you probably won't be able to pay off the full loan, depending on where you're at in the loan sphere, so to speak. So it is an interesting point, an interesting thing to consider and think about. It's not something a lot of people really think about when stacking any investment form. So it's great that you realize that, Jack, and it was, I agree, a good point to bring up and discuss. And I appreciate your comment, my friend, and I always appreciate seeing you comment on my videos. Up next, we have Mr. Cash and Coins. Mr. Cash and Coins says, "I did buy my first platinum. You have inspired me. Wish me luck. Question, what is the best fractional piece to buy?" So, congratulations on your first piece of platinum, Cash and Coins. I knew you could do it. I knew you'd come around at some point. Me and Cash and Coins go way back. He's never really been a huge fan of platinum. He's never had any platinum in his stack. So the fact that he's getting some platinum really says a lot. And that's pretty cool in my opinion. But the best fractional piece to buy, I would have to say, would probably be, one of my favorites is the Britannia. I think the 1/10 ounce Platinum Britannia, it usually goes for the best premiums overall as far as best bang for your buck and as far as lowest premium on a fractional coin. Now, the bars are going to be obviously more affordable, but the bars are just kind of in a different sphere on its own, right? And that, they're a little bit harder to move because they're not as desirable. Whereas the Britannia is a little bit more collectible because its mintage is usually fairly low and things of that nature. So Britannia would have to be my favorite fractional coin to stack because the premiums are just so reasonable. I also do, as you all know, like these Philharmonics. They do have a little bit higher premium, but they are a very much smaller coin, and I think a little bit more collectible if you honestly ask me, because I think their mintage is much lower than the Britannia. So with that lower mintage, I think comes a little bit more collectability. I think it is a very niche and very small market, but I think there is a market for, collectible Philharmonics, especially in the fractional form. But that's just my take, and that's just my opinion, Cash and Coins. But congratulations, my friend, and I look forward to seeing that over on your channel. Be sure to check out Cash and Coins if you have not. He has a great channel, a lot of great info. Up next, we have Mr. KS Coins, and we have Mr. KS Coins in the video today. Mr. KS Coins said, "Another great video, sir. I'll say a prayer for you. Feel better soon. Peace and love from Kansas." Well, thank you, KS Coins. I really appreciate it, my friend. And I hope you are doing well and your family's doing well as well. I hope the weather out there in Kansas is decent enough. I don't know exactly what normal weather in Kansas is, but it's an interesting place indeed. And I hope you are doing well, my friend. So thank you for your comment. I really appreciate it, KS Coins, and I always appreciate seeing comments from you. Up next, we have Mr. Steve Woods. Says, "Good job." Well, thank you, Steve Woods. I really appreciate that. I always appreciate when people think I do a good job on my videos. I try to do the best I can. I'm obviously no professional. My channel is obviously not the biggest one out there. But I do have a following, and I do have a lot of people who do enjoy my videos, so I love putting them out there for you and just having fun while I'm going along. But thank you, Steve Woods. I really appreciate it, my friend. I really do. Up next, we have Mr. Now, let me get this right. Last video, he told me, yeah, here it is. It rhymes with fry. So his name is Sly Bry, not Bree. Okay, so Mr. Sly Bree. Or Sly Bry. Sly Bry. Okay, so Mr. Sly Bry says, "Hey beast, Sly Bry here. It rhymes with fry, not free. If we're going to be on a first name basis, might as well pronounce it right. My 45-minute evening walk gives me plenty of time to catch up on your old episodes. I love the one about platinum as a store of value and inflation hedge, comparing platinum to the depreciating dollar over the past 20 years. Great topic to discuss, and you made a compelling case." Well, thank you, my friend. I really appreciate it. I will say that some of my videos are kind of not that great, and then some of my topics I bring up are really, really good, I think. And, it kind of varies on, what people like and what people don't like. Sometimes I make a video and I make a topic and I discuss it, and no one likes it, right? No one clicks on it, no one watches it, no one cares. And then sometimes I make a video that I don't think is very good, and it ends up being very good. So the fact that you pointed to a specific video I made, and I believe I remember which video that was, and you mentioned that you really enjoyed it, I really appreciate that, my friend, and that really means a lot to me as far as being a YouTube creator and putting out content for you guys to enjoy on the daily. So thank you, my friend. I really appreciate your comment, Sly Bry, and I look forward to seeing more comments from you, my friend. Up next, we have Mr. Silver Mamba. Mr. Silver Mamba. So you must like these silver pieces I have in the video today. Mr. Silver Mamba says, "Hi, I am living in California. You are correct. Tax is just paid on precious metals under $1,500 per transaction. No extra tax paid on platinum." Okay, so I was correct in saying that, platinum is held in the same standard as gold and silver in California, in that to get it tax-free, you must purchase $1,500. So to the person whom memory escapes me, someone asked me on last week's video, is there a way to avoid sales tax in California? It looks like, according to Silver Mamba, that if you buy platinum, you need to buy $1,500 or more, right? Now, you can mix and match the metals with a dealer. You can buy a little gold, a little silver, like I mentioned in last week's video, but you want to hit that $1,500 mark, which is not very hard when you're buying an ounce of platinum, right? You buy an ounce of platinum, you add like a 10-ounce silver bar or maybe a 1/10 ounce gold piece, and you're already at $1,500. So it's not hard to achieve when buying platinum, especially in the 1 ounce form. It is unfortunate California has those sales taxes in that manner. I don't really get it. It's really kind of a tax on the, quote, poor. Now, obviously, any stacker is not going to be poor because they're making wise financial decisions, saving their money. But as far as, taxing people for just simply buying smaller amounts of bullion, most people who are buying smaller pieces are on the lower income bracket. I mean, and it's not a mean statement, but they just can't afford $1,500. That's a lot to afford. And the fact that California's like, oh, we're going to tax you if you can't buy a lot, but we're not going to tax the rich who can buy a lot. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem very right to me, and it kind of seems pointless in a way, but it's California, and you got to just take what you can get. But I appreciate it, Silver Mamba. I really do appreciate your comment, my friend. And I look forward to seeing more comments from you. Up next, we have Mr. Butterbeans. Mr. Butterbeans says, great video. Well, thank you, Butterbeans. I really appreciate it, my friend. I really do. I enjoy putting out these videos for you all to watch and enjoy on your own time. And I love seeing the feedback that I get from you all in regards to the content that I put out. So thank you, Butterbeans. I really appreciate it. Up next, Coins A to Z says, precious metal stacking is best looked at in the context of wealth preservation. Buying coins and related exumnumia can be done for a variety of reasons, including wealth preservation, enjoyment, investment, and quick flipping for profit. You are correct, and that's what makes the stacking community so great. We got a little bit of everything. We got dealers making videos. Those are the flippers. We got investors making videos. Those are the investment. We got collectors making videos. That's the enjoyment side. And then we just have simply people who enjoy wealth preservation making videos. And, talking about stuff and commenting on videos and things like that. We all have different opinions and different reasons why we stack, but the cool thing about it is there's so many different reasons to stack, and it's just such a diverse community. So thank you, Coins A to Z. I always appreciate seeing your comments, my friend. You've been a loyal follower for a very long time, and I look forward to seeing more comments from you. So thank you. Up next, we have Mr. Trident Stacking, and this is the last comment on this week's video. Trident Stacking says, glad you're feeling better, Beast. I totally agree with the comment on the baby steps from Dave Ramsey. Yep, get out of debt first. PMs is not a savings account. My question to you is, would you consider buying financing PM on a credit card if they offered you no interest for, say, 12 months? I would say no, to be honest. And here's why. I'm going to explain why I don't use credit cards to buy bullion. Number one, bullion dealers charge more when you use a credit card than when you use cash or a check or e-check, right? When you use cash, check, or e-check, the bullion dealer is going to give you a little bit of a discount because they don't have to charge processing fees. And you want bullion for as low cost as possible. Now, you might have to wait a little while for check clearing and things like that, but you will pay a lower price overall. And that is more important, in my opinion, than just simply convenience or the ability to buy something with 12 months interest-free. Now, what I will say is I am the type of person who's disciplined enough to pay off that debt rather than let it accumulate and then start paying interest later after 12 months, right? I'm not going to do that. I don't think paying interest on bullion is smart at all. But I do see where you're coming from with the, you can buy it and then you can pay it off over 12 months. That way you don't have to buy it all up front. I get it. I mean, I understand kind of where you're coming from, but I wouldn't really suggest even that, right? I don't see a reason why you can't just save your money and buy, right? I also understand the idea that if you spend, $1,200 on a piece of platinum on a credit card and you pay it off over 12 months, after 12 months, let's say platinum's up to $1,500. Well, if you saved $1,200 over 12 months and platinum ends up at $1,500 and now you want to buy it and you could have bought it on a credit card and paid less, I see kind of some benefits to the idea that you kind of threw out there. As far as doing it, though, I just can't really suggest that wholeheartedly, right? I just don't think that's a very wise thing to do. It's not a bad thing if you're disciplined enough to pay it off. However, you never know where the market's going to go, right? I mentioned that if you bought a coin for $1,200 on a credit card and you paid it off over 12 months, and then it's your coin because you've paid it off, then you only spent $1,200. And let's say platinum's up to $1,500 in 12 months, right? So you made a wise decision, right? As far as buying it when you did, paying it off over time, and then it becoming yours once platinum has increased. Now, I will say this, but I don't necessarily believe it's going to happen, but hear me out. If platinum goes down, then you bought something and the value has gone down and you're slowly paying it off, and that value that you missed out on is kind of like interest in a way, right? You're paying more for something that is now worth less because you decided to pay for it over time, right? Now, I don't think that's necessarily going to happen with platinum. Hear me out. But it's always a possibility. It's a possibility with any of the metals, really. Some people will say it's not. I think they're foolish to think that it's a 0% chance of happening. Now, as far as platinum going down or up and you winning, you can't really, I mean, you can make that bet, right? One way or another, depending on what you believe. But in my opinion, it would just be wiser to just save money or try and see if you can get some fractionals for a decent deal or what have you. You know, everyone's situation is different. Everyone's life is different. Everyone's abilities are different. And so it's really going to be different depending on who you are. As far as Dave Ramsey, great guy, gets people out of debt. As far as you saying PMs is not a savings account, what I will say about that is you are correct, and I think I know where you were coming from with this. You know, Dave Ramsey would tell you, don't put your money in precious metals, just pay off debt. As if you have no debt and you have extra money, as far as whether you should put your money into a actual bank savings account or precious metals, I gotta say I would probably suggest precious metals, and not just platinum. You could do it gold and silver. The reason for that is these metals continue to go up year in, year out, and they continue to increase in value, whereas keeping your fiat dollars in a bank account that's a savings account is going to continue to decrease in value year in and year out. It's just the rate of inflation. Average of 2% each year. You put $100 in a savings account today. In 10 years, it'll only be able to buy you $80 worth of goods from 10 years ago, right? So that's kind of the idea behind the savings account aspect of precious metals. Not everyone uses it as a savings account. Not everyone sees it as a savings account. But that's just what I think and what I personally view it as. But great comment nonetheless, Trident Stacking. You are a great community member in the YouTube stacking community, and everyone should go check out Trident Stacking's channel. He's got a lot of great content. I'm sure you will not be disappointed. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for you today on the Platinum Beast Answers series. Be sure to hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with future updates on my channel. Be sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below on this video so that I will get your question or comment responded to in next week's video. And with all that being said, guys, until next time, we will see you.